50 Cent just posted, Agnifilo says, she didn't have the worst lawyer. You are the worst lawyer. Remember the name Mark Agnifilo. He just got Diddy ass 20 years.
Damn, they did Diddy dirty. Them closing statements, man. I could have done better than that. How much he paid them lawyers?
Let's get straight into it. Because while Diddy's courtroom drama reaches a critical point, 50 Cent just shifted the spotlight to the very people who were supposed to protect him, his legal team. And yes, Fif is ready to get involved in this mess. Once again, reports revealed that right after the closing arguments in Diddy's federal sex trafficking trial wrapped up, 50 Cent launched a scathing attack online. But he didn't target the prosecution, or even Diddy himself. He went directly after Diddy's lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, publicly calling out what he described as one of the most ineffective closing statements he's ever seen. According to 50, it wasn't just a bad performance. It might have cost Diddy everything. Now, this isn't just a celebrity throwing jabs for attention. This is calculated, it's personal, and it's the latest in a long string of strategic moves from 50 Cent to undermine Diddy's entire legal defense, piece by piece. So what exactly happened in court to spark this reaction? And why is 50 so focused on dismantling Diddy's legal team from the outside? Let's take a closer look. When the allegations against Diddy first surfaced and the investigation heated up, 50 Cent didn't waste time inserting himself into the conversation. And he didn't do it for publicity. He did it with a clear agenda. Earlier this year, before the trial even began, 50 recommended that Diddy hire Joe Tacopina, a powerhouse attorney known for representing A-list clients including A$AP Rocky, Donald Trump, and Alex Rodriguez. In one post, 50 wrote, "If Diddy can get Joe, he might beat this case, but he's gonna have to pay a lot of money. There's no time to prepare." The subtext was clear. If Diddy wanted any chance of winning, he needed elite-level defense, fast. But that plan didn't work out. Joe Tacopina confirmed that he was approached to take on Diddy's case, but ultimately turned it down. Why? Because of his long-standing loyalty to Roc Nation.
You know, look, I didn't turn him down because I don't like him or I don't believe in his case. I think he's got a very defensible case. I talked to Harvey on TMZ. To me, this whole case boils down to an issue of consent, right? And as far as I know, I don't know all the evidence, but it's an issue of consent, right? Did they consent or did they not? I mean, was a gun put to someone's head? Or did they want to do it because they were getting all the perks associated with being part of a Diddy party and being one of Diddy's entourage, right? Did he buy him a house or cars and stuff? He didn't have to buy anyone a car or a house.
In an interview with The Breakfast Club, Tacopina talked about how he represented Roc Nation, even went on saying that most people in the company are family to him. Then came the more telling comment, "I don't think they see eye to eye with P. Diddy." So let's get this straight. Diddy's only real chance at hiring a high-profile legal weapon was blocked, not because of the case itself, but because of Roc Nation loyalty. And now, 50 Cent is making sure the public knows exactly how that decision may have sealed Diddy's fate. And so, instead of Tacopina, Diddy added Brian Steele to his legal team, best known for defending Young Thug during his RICO trial. And while Steele has a solid reputation for high-stakes courtroom battles, it wasn't enough to escape 50's criticism, especially once the focus shifted to lead attorney Mark Agnifilo. Now, in a high-profile trial like this, closing arguments are everything. They shape the jury's final impression. They summarize months of evidence. And most importantly, they're meant to instill reasonable doubt. According to 50 Cent, that didn't happen. In fact, his posts suggest the exact opposite, that Agnifilo's performance was so poor, it could result in a maximum sentence for Diddy. And while social media is often quick to judge, 50's remarks had ripple effects. Legal commentators began reviewing footage, court transcripts, and coverage of the closing statements. Some agreed, saying the defense failed to counter the prosecution's key narratives. Others argued the defense lacked a clear, cohesive story. But almost everyone admitted this. The closing did not land the way it needed to.
So guys, check it out. Hi, this is Karen Mariel, by the way. So, in the closing arguments of the Diddy trial, Mark Alcafino, which is Diddy's attorney, has now come forward to say that this entire trial is not about prostitution, racketeering, or RICO, that really is about money. He's saying that all of Diddy's accusers are seeking to get some type of monetary gain from this trial. What do y'all think?
So why is 50 so invested in all of this? Because this goes far beyond a simple courtroom opinion. 50 Cent and Diddy have a long, complicated history. Over the years, 50 has repeatedly accused Diddy of everything from shady business dealings to questionable personal behavior. He's questioned Diddy's involvement in the music industry's darkest chapters. He's even suggested more than once that Diddy played a role in the deaths of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G. For 50, this trial isn't just about legal accountability, it's about legacy. And by taking aim at Diddy's legal team, he's undermining the foundation of that legacy while it's still under fire. He's not just criticizing Mark Agnifilo, he's making it clear that anyone aligned with Diddy, even professionally, will face public scrutiny. There's also the issue of Diddy's rumored attempts to secure a presidential pardon. Reports surfaced earlier this year that Diddy's team might quietly pursue a pardon if the case turned against him. 50 wasn't having it. He responded immediately with a post saying, "No pardon. Let him rot." That reaction shows exactly how far 50 is willing to go to prevent Diddy from escaping the consequences, both legally and reputationally. Now, let's talk about the public's reaction to 50's commentary on the trial. Once his Instagram posts went viral, conversations about Agnifilo's courtroom performance exploded. Reports about the closing argument began circulating on social media. Commentators picked apart every sentence. Legal TikTok accounts pointed out weak phrasing and a lack of assertiveness. Even mainstream analysts began questioning the strategy behind Diddy's defense. And here's what's important.
Is anyone else listening to these closing arguments from Diddy's defense team? They are... oh my god, they're out of pocket. Yeah, it's almost like Diddy himself wrote these closing arguments, like word for word, and then he had his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, get up there and read them verbatim. That's how these closing arguments sound. Just to give you a little taste of what Mark Agnifilo is saying in court, he called Cassie sexy at least a couple times from what I could see.
This wasn't just online gossip. These narratives started influencing public perception of the trial itself. It blurred the line between courtroom fact and cultural opinion, because when a public figure like 50 Cent tells millions of followers that a lawyer just got Diddy 20 years, people start to believe it, whether it's true or not. In a case this high-profile, perception matters. Jurors may be instructed to avoid the media, but they live in the real world. They see the headlines. They hear the commentary, and when a cultural voice as loud as 50 Cent starts framing the case before the jury delivers a verdict, it's impossible to ignore the impact. Even if Diddy is found not guilty, 50 Cent has already shaped the way the public views his defense: weak, ineffective, and overpriced. And if Diddy is convicted, 50 will claim he saw it coming all along. In either outcome, he's positioned himself to win the narrative. This trial has never just been about guilt or innocence. It's about reputation, power, and influence. Diddy brought in big names to fight for his future. But now, the people meant to protect him are being publicly dismantled by one of his most relentless critics. So where does this leave Diddy's legal team? For now, under a microscope. Every move they make going forward will be judged not just by the court, but by the public. And with someone like 50 Cent broadcasting his opinions in real time, there's nowhere to hide. As deliberations begin and the pressure intensifies, one thing is clear. This case is no longer confined to the courtroom. It's playing out online, in headlines, and in the hands of cultural influencers who understand how to shape public opinion faster than any legal argument ever could. 50 Cent didn't just expose Diddy's legal team, he turned them into a headline, and with the verdict still pending, he may have already written the ending. Stay tuned. This story is far from over.